How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Charlie, and welcome back to This Week in Boxing.
And what a week. What a week. What a week.
And honestly and truly, I do not know how the video is going to play out. My mind's in a mess. And let's go straight into it. Charlie, let's go straight into it. Last night, Battle of the Baddest. Fury versus Ngannou. We got a problem.
I'm not sure about a problem. It's still, the dust still hasn't settled. The dust still hasn't settled, I'll be honest, right? So at this point we're shooting this, the dust still hasn't settled. So my mind might even change again. But where I am right now, I think Fury probably underestimated Ngannou, like the rest of us probably underestimated Ngannou. And I think Ngannou did, for a first pro fight, even though he has a fighting pedigree. We talked about being an event and not a boxing match. I think Ngannou turned it into a boxing match. In my mind, it was a competitive boxing fight. I know you have an opinion because of where he's come from.
I've got a major issue with last night's fight. I agree. I don't think Fury took it serious. Yeah.
No, he couldn't have. He took it serious to a point.
Boxing took a massive loss last night, in my opinion. Took a massive loss. You can't have the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the undefeated champion of the world.
Yeah.
A guy, I don't believe, but a guy that people are saying he should be or could be in that conversation of the best of all time.
Yeah. Basically
lose to an MMA guy in his first match.
What, he didn't lose?
No, hold on. When I say basically lost, Ngannou shouldn't even have to go 10 rounds. Yeah? Right? If he went 10 rounds, he should have been outboxed nicely and comfortably. One second. Regardless of what you or me or the judges had as a decision, the way it played out is not the way it should have played out in any other sport. If you've got a rugby player and a football player, the rugby guy will win, and the rugby match, the football guy will win the football match. If you had two MMA fighters or kickboxers or any other sports that are similar, the person in their sport would lead the way. Fury did not lead the way.
Yeah, I think it's a different type. That's why we love boxing. Boxing's different. It's not like someone coming from badminton and playing a tennis, like world champions. I heard the Djokovic example. It's not like that. Yeah, because the sport is, don't get me wrong, boxing's very technical, but size and endurance and your balls, to be honest, play a massive part in boxing. Yeah, and I'm not saying they don't in other sports, but in boxing it is two men effectively fighting. It's we love it because it is, when you strip all the layers down, it is one of the purest sports out there. Yeah, now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying tennis isn't, but tennis you're using a tool, and your hand-to-eye coordination has to be absolutely superb. Your technique has to be superb, all of that good stuff. But there's a lot, you have to put, I don't say a lot more, I know it's like I'm contradicting myself, but tennis is a lot more, I'd say, technical than boxing, particularly heavyweight boxing. So you had two big guys, and one had both of them have a fighting background. Yeah. So it's not like Ngannou
has no idea what he's doing.
Absolutely, it's not like he has no idea. And even the event, that could swallow people up. But because he's had big events in the past, he could cope with the event. So the only aspect you're looking at in terms of the overall sport is his boxing, his boxing technical ability, his technical boxing ability. That's the only bit you're looking at. Where Fury should be much, much better than it.
I still don't understand how Fury, I don't want to say let Ngannou lead the fight, but Fury wasn't doing nothing. He seemed hugely underprepared. I mentioned on the phone to a mate yesterday morning, we were speaking about the fight. I said the only issue Fury was going to have is most probably he's focused on losing weight for the camp and not training for the camp, as in a pre-camp for the Usyk fight. Fury admittedly was over 300 pounds at the presser 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, and he came in at 275, 277. That's a lot of weight to drop. That's 30 plus pounds, 40 plus pounds. Yeah. And that could have affected his performance, because what I saw last night was not the Tyson Fury we are used to seeing. His timing, his punch delivery, his activity rate, his heart. And when I say his heart, I'm not saying he quit, but he wasn't ready to go into the trenches and fight.
No, you're right.
This was terrible.
But don't you think that in counteracting that, don't you think that, you're right. I don't think we can sit there, and if we're honest with ourselves, even if we wanted to criticise that, we could say he was 100% prepared. But one, he wouldn't have known what to expect. Yeah. I don't think he would have known what to expect. And I think he hit Ngannou clean down the pipe.
In the first round, he came out.
He clean. And the guy he was taking it. And it weren't just the first round. He did it in, I think, the 8th. Before that, prior to that second. You know, in most rounds, although there wasn't a lot of activity, Fury was connecting. And the guy was just walking through them. And on top of that, the wrestling. Because this guy can wrestle, Fury uses his part. And this is where I talk, like, when we're having a conversation before. It's almost like this guy was his kryptonite. Because Fury, his style, and you keep telling me, and you always, your man, the styles make fights. His style, although he wasn't a boxer, he was all wrong for Fury. Because all of Fury's kind of go-tos, so like, bigger, absolutely, heavier. All of his go-tos, this guy negated them all. The first clinch, the guy wrestled, just ragdolled him. Ragdolled him. Even in the pre-fight where they did the little headbutt, the guy pushed Fury back with his head. Like, where's he going? I think he had his number in terms of strength. He had his number.
When Fury went down in the third round, last night I thought it was the fourth round, because I was obviously in the moment. But when he went in the third round, he hit him high on the temple. And temple shots do mess with your equilibrium.
Yeah.
So in round 4, when Fury wasn't really doing much, I thought, all right then, he's going to recover by this time, then come on round 5, round 6, round 7. What did he do? He was content. Like, Sugar Hill, his trainer, is not an idiot. We couldn't hit what was in the corners. Yeah. Fury would have known he was behind, or he needs to do something. And he done nothing.
He just kept scoring. Like, I mean, he scored. He kept scoring punches.
This fight was sanctioned yesterday or the day before by the British Board of Boxing. British Board of Boxing. So this is an official fight now. This is not. This is not an exhibition. This is not. Ngannou has a legitimate claim to saying, I'm the best heavyweight in the world right now. I just beat Tyson Fury. And again, I don't want to talk about MMA per se, but this is a massive problem for boxing, because now you've got the MMA world or the MMA community saying, wait a minute, it's always been boxing versus MMA. We just got our MMA guy to come in and just beat your boxer.
Well, yeah.
No, seriously, it's not even a joke.
But how many...
And that's a legitimate argument.
But this guy was dominant in MMA. He was dominant. Yeah, and so it's not like any heavyweight MMA artist can come in and do what this guy's done. And like I said, he took clean shots down the pipe. He took clean shots. So his neck, and he's used to taking hits. Yeah. He's used to taking it, whether it's with a foot or with a punch. You know, he's used to taking, and this guy is tough. He's tough. So he wasn't the best boxer.
Respectfully, toughness doesn't make you a good boxer.
No, he wasn't the best boxer though.
Like, Butterbean was tough. Now I'm trying to say, it didn't make you a great boxer. Now I'm trying to...
No, but he wasn't a great boxer. No. He wasn't. But
so how did Fury let this guy come along and tip the apple cart?
Because
Fury looked terrible last night. That's irreversible damage to Fury's reputation. That's irreversible damage to the next fight with Usyk. That's irreversible damage to boxing as a whole.
Don't you think Ngannou would have given Usyk a problem? I think he would have given Usyk a problem.
I don't think Usyk would have been in front of him close enough. The footwork is too much. Fury didn't use good footwork.
But Ngannou's footwork wasn't. Like, so for example, when Fury went in for you underestimate his footwork. So I'm not saying he's wonderful, but in MMA, so people try and clench, you know, you have to get out of range. And he was doing that. So Fury was at points hugging his waist, because he was trying to lean on him. And he was taking steps back and moving. So we're underestimating his footwork, I know it's two different disciplines. It's two totally different disciplines, but there's elements of both disciplines that overlap. And elements in Ngannou's style that overlaps with boxing. Yeah. And I think he brought that to a boxing ring, and his size. And he ain't gone, listen, you look at that fight and there's ways to beat Ngannou. Clear ways, right? So if you keep popping him and you stay out of range.
Ngannou wasn't busy enough.
Yeah, he's never going to be busy enough.
And because he wasn't busy enough, there was opportunities for Fury to do something, and Fury done absolutely nothing.
But you've got two ways. You pop him and stay out of range, right? And you have to be on point to do that, and Fury weren't on point. Or you knock him out, right? And I couldn't see any way, shape, or form, right, on any day of the week where Fury was knocking this guy because he was hitting him clean and he was just absorbing it.
I said something on Head of the Table, the heavyweight video, and I said that I think, or maybe it was the pound for pound video, and I said, as far as I'm concerned, Fury hasn't fought no one since Wilder 3. Remember I said that? Because I said at the time he fought Dillian White, I didn't rate Dillian White at the ranking, and when he fought Jerry Chisora, that was him fighting his mate.
None of them have fought anyone since
Yeah?
then.
No
heavyweight has fought anyone. I know we're having a go at Fury, and I've heard Eddie Hearn say some nonsense this morning, but nobody in the heavyweight division has fought anyone since then.
Right,
Wilder ain't fought anyone. He ain't fought AJ. Ain't fought.
But I'm trying to say,
apart from Usyk, sorry.
That fight with Wilder was maybe 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, right? And again, the training camps and the weight, and Fury hasn't really fought or done anything of significance. This may be a version of Fury we have now. Fury might be done.
Maybe, but they're all the same. None of them are fighting anyone. So I know look, we sit there and we have videos of heavyweight mess. The heavyweight division is a mess, right? They're not fighting anyone. Joshua ain't really fought anyone. He's fought Usyk, right? And then that's it. Apart from Usyk, we're looking, who are you going to call out? Takam, look what happened to him yesterday. You know, who are these people fighting? None of them are fighting anyone. Usyk's trying to, and we'll see. But like, I don't think we can criticise Fury, and I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to disagree with you. He hasn't. The last few fights and this, they don't really mean much. But the whole heavyweight division have to hang their heads in shame. No, and maybe yesterday, hopefully, maybe it's a wake up call for all of them.
Oh no. I'll tell you what, what is shocking is that prior to the fight, the whole boxing world had this fight as a joke. We all wish it was a joke. We spoke last night, and we spoke last before the fight. I spoke to all the fellas, everyone no one took this serious at all. No one took it. And
we sat here and called it an event. We didn't even want to call it a boxing event. We sat here and called it an event. We didn't think it was going to be anything.
This should have not even been remotely competitive. Frank Warren was selling it. Oh, it's not a fight, it's an event, blah, blah, blah. They all knew what was supposed to happen. And now we've seen the fight, and you've got professional boxers on Twitter and in X and making mention saying Ngannou won the fight, which is a valid argument. Valid argument. Ngannou won the fight. You got people like LeBron James with his 52 million people on Twitter saying this is why I don't watch boxing.
But
do you see that?
I saw that. I did see that. But there are others. There are others out there who's saying Fury won.
No. Before, I'll give you a second.
It's 50-50.
This event was promoted worldwide as an international event, the opening of Riyadh season. Riyadh season. It had so much eyes on the world from professional fighters, sportsmen, entertainers, TV networks, XYZ. It was a global presentation.
Good event.
And Fury, very good event. Fury, not Ngannou, credit to Ngannou, but Fury destroyed boxing.
No.
Seriously.
No.
Seriously.
Right, you just said credit to Ngannou.
No, Ngannou came and done his job.
He did.
Fury didn't do his job.
Yeah, but I think you're underestimating what he was up against. Ngannou was, listen, we put the heavyweight division, put them all on the table, I think he gives them all a problem. I'm not saying they don't beat them. I'm not saying they don't beat him. But he gives them all a problem. I think he does. If he could take up at that size, his reach, right? Forget the fact he was shorter than Fury. His reach was similar. You could see him. His reach was similar. You have to get inside to hurt him and risk what's coming up with both hands. Both hands. Not just he was hitting him with both hands. He switched, right? The guy switched with him. How many heavyweights does he fight that does that? So we're underestimating. I'm not putting, listen, after one fight and an undercooked Fury, I'm not putting Ngannou up on a pedestal, but he did enough there for us to warrant a bit more respect. More respect.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't score the fight last night. I was watching it as a spectacle. I wasn't watching it as a real fight.
You're just disappointed.
So I'm not going to say for sure how it scored out. But at the end of the fight, I did not feel Fury won. I thought, oh, this could be close. Like it might be a draw or a split decision. I didn't feel like, this was a comfortable decision. It was a comfortable win. When I start looking back at it, I haven't had a chance to rewatch it, and I'm taking into account, all right, then Fury won the first round. Second round, nothing much. Fury was taking a mick and running around. Third round, he got dropped. And then there was maybe 2 other rounds where Ngannou was active, and those were Ngannou rounds. This could have been a legitimate loss to the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Or do you agree?
I'll go, because we had a few chats during the fight, right? And to be fair, it was you who actually told me, like, actually watched the fight. Yeah. Because I got carried away with the emotion initially, and I'm going, oh, Fury's banging trouble, he's banging trouble. Then you said, well, has Ngannou really thrown anything?
Yeah.
Right? And I started watching, and I've watched it back. And when you score it, right, without the emotion of when Ngannou hits Fury, it's like, ooh, you know, I would say, and people might say this is controversial, but I would say Fury won. Yeah, I would say Fury won, yeah? But I agree with you, he lost.
Yeah,
he lost because of where he is in terms of the hierarchy of boxing. It should never have been on paper that close.
Yeah.
So Ngannou is the real winner. In it says Fury, Ngannou's won, whereas Fury, like you say, is had his reputation knocked, and I think that's complete. I think he won the fight.
Yeah.
I think he won the fight, but I think in terms of life, Fury's taken a knock, and Ngannou's stock has risen.
So for me, and I say this on TikTok straight after the video. So you know, it's funny. You know, you watch something in life, so the emotions are there. You're trying to process your thoughts, and you haven't had a chance to really think about it. But I said last night, along the lines of that, if you like Ngannou's power punching, the heavier shots, or Fury's ring generalship, that's what you have to decide on how you score rounds 6 and upwards. Minus, I think it was round 8 where I clearly gave it to Ngannou, which was the round where he landed his shots.
Yeah,
I think maybe round
8 and round 3.
Yeah,
it was clear.
It was clear.
That was it.
I think it's really that, because as much as Ngannou wasn't doing much, Fury wasn't doing much.
Fury looked
but Fury was kind of trying to hold centre ring, flicking out the jab and trying to do stuff.
And when you watch it back,
really effective.
round 1, round in bits in round 2 when he got the headbutt, whatever. Even in round 3, when he got clipped, he connected before he got clipped. Fury was throwing power punches. It's just that when Ngannou threw power punches, Fury would hug, go against the ropes, and you would know about it.
Yeah.
When Fury connected with Ngannou, the guy just walked him down.
Yeah.
The guy just walked him down. The guy, or he got hurt, and his response was to start swinging. And you'd see, there was a round where Ngannou had a bit of some wild swings. I don't know if that was actually 8 or 7, but he started. But his reaction to being hurt was Fury's was to cover up and grab and do whatever. Ngannou's was to come out swinging. Yeah,
and this is what I'm trying to say, where I don't think Fury was in shape, because there was a time, I think maybe around 6, round 7, where Ngannou looked tired.
He did. His mouth was open.
And he was swinging the shots.
So when he was
throwing shots, they were just swinging. They were literally swinging. And that was the perfect time for Fury to capitalise on it.
You're right.
And Fury left him, and then Ngannou got his second win.
No, I agree.
And once he got his second win, he came back in.
But don't you think that's because he was scared about what's coming back?
There was an opportunity for maybe 2 rounds.
Don't you think he was scared before? It would be interesting to say what Fury says about this guy's power, because I think it was in my mind, watching the fight, I don't know because I'm not in his mind, it looked like he was scared about what might be coming back. So Fury was tentative. Yeah, you're right, it could be a bit of ring rust, it could be a bit of the fact he's undercooked, but definitely I would say he was tentative about what's coming back.
Could be tentative what's coming back. And again, I blame Fury for that. And the reason why I blame Fury for that, because like I said, respectfully, fighting Chisora, your buddy, your friend, it ain't preparing for a real fight.
If Ngannou's got real power,
hold on here, right? Fighting Dillian White, who was coming off a knockout defeat to Povetkin, and had that Povetkin got COVID and came back. He hasn't had no one throwing at him with bad intentions for 2.5 years.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say, like, you're picking.
So who does he fight?
So hold on. Like Fury or don't like Fury, right? You have to say his career since the Wilder fight has been picked tactically.
We can say that, but who does he fight? Right, that's got to give him that sort of jeopardy.
No, it's not about the jeopardy. It's people that's coming with ambition.
Yeah, but who does he fight?
White didn't come with ambition. I'm
not going to disagree with you, but who does he fight in the heavyweight? This is what I'm trying to say. Who does he fight? There's only 3 or 4 of them out there.
Again, we could name names. We don't say, well, you could fight this guy. We have to give a whole list. But you could have fought people.
Who? But he can't. Who? He can't.
He could have fought
AJ.
He could have fought Sanchez.
But Frank Sanchez, he's good. But Frank Sanchez, I think the size different. See, this is
but people with ambition.
I agree. But Frank Sanchez, the size differential, some of the stuff he was doing yesterday, right? Even if his half guard will work on probably on Frank Sanchez. It just doesn't. And I know we're talking about Frank Sanchez is a much more skilled boxer.
I'm just talking about someone that's coming to a fight with ambition. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying Sanchez particularly. Yeah. There's loads of guys that could have come. He could have fought Bakoli. Someone that's going to come to fight with ambition. I think it's interesting you mentioned Bakoli. Someone with ambition.
It's interesting you mentioned Bakoli because Bakoli's size, right? Looking at Ngannou now, right? And I'm trying to looking at Bakoli's size and his hand speed, right? I think if he gets himself into shape. And I don't know, and I have to go back and look at this Michael Hunter fight because I'm trying to work out how did he even lose to Michael Hunter. Yeah,
I like Hunter though.
Hunter's good, but he's small.
I see. Again, it's another problem. I don't find 6'3", 230 small.
Maybe not, but okay. All right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. He's a heavyweight. Yeah, but he's a smaller heavyweight compared to the modern heavyweights.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So I'll go back and watch that again and have a look, but. Bakoli looks like a bit of a problem.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on from Fury and Ngannou. We'll get back to the whole Saudi event shortly. Yeah. Let's go with Bakoli versus Takam.
Yeah.
Yeah? Bakoli came extremely heavy.
He did.
I don't know what he was going on. I don't know if he was carrying an injury or something. He's put on 20 plus pounds.
There were some rumours about it being underprepared, injury, whatever.
However, the fight was bloody good. It was a nice 4-rounder.
It was. Round 3. And however long round 4 lasted, I thought Takam was taking a bit of a pasting.
Yeah, they're doing the pacing, but Takam was throwing back, landing shots. He was trying to make it a fight. And I'm trying to say, and Bakoli said, "Wait, you hit me hard, I'm going to hit you back."
Yeah,
and said, "Let's have a fight about it." Yeah. And that's what was missing in the main event. That someone said, "I'm going to have a go at it." But I've never been sold on Bakoli, but as you alluded to, I think that was a solid win. If he came in at the right weight, under 270 or around 270, I think we've got a problem with him.
He's a big guy.
He's big. His
hands a lot quicker than I thought.
Yeah, especially for the weight. Yeah. He's got power. He's got a bit of technique, you know what I'm trying to say. And that body shot that hurt Takam, that was a good body shot.
He was really good on the inside.
Yeah.
He was finding raw power on the inside, I thought, Bakoli. Honestly, I agree. He could be a bit of a problem. Yeah, it's a lot of gauging sticks out there. There's a lot, he could be one of them. We laughed about when Fury fought Wallin, but I think Wallin again, it's somebody that people could get in the ring with, and everyone knows Hrgovic. And, there's a few, but I said Ngannou. And I'm going back again. Yeah, it is. I'm not saying he's technically as good as any of these guys, but I think physically, as a specimen.
No, as a specimen, he's a tremendous athlete.
He brings problems. Yeah, I think he brings problems.
I say it right now. I think Fury's past his prime. I think Fury's done. I think he's on the slide. And I think that if he does fight Usyk on the 23rd of December, we may have a problem.
I think they're both. I don't know. It's just gonna be.
I think there may be a problem.
It's interesting. Usyk's last fight wasn't that impressive.
Wasn't that impressive?
And one of the things that, again, because it was a who's who there yesterday. Who's who?
Oh, that was an amazing roster of celebrities.
Absolutely brilliant watching the videos and people's opinions. But one of the things I think it was Evander Holyfield said. I'm sure it was Evander Holyfield. I've got to make sure I'm not wrong. But one of the legends said that Tyson probably has to get in his head that he's getting older. And as you get older, you have to prepare a bit differently and do things a bit differently. So in his mind, he probably thought he could go in, lean on him, walk him down. Whatever. He said, "Nah, as you get older, you slow down. And you can't do." And for Fury and Usyk, they are getting on.
Yeah. No, so to be fair, the top echelon of the heavyweight division looks to be average about 35, 34, 36.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So we had Takam and Bakoli.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, Fabio Wardley versus David Adeleye.
So we're going to skip the ones in between. To be fair.
No, Parker done his job.
Yeah, he did his job. That was impressive, though.
Yeah, it was impressive. I liked it. I liked the performance. Yeah. And I mentioned, it's funny you mentioned about the age scenario. Parker's still 31.
Yeah.
In 2-3 years, the top echelon is going to be gone. Yeah. Parker still has a shot at being a 2-time world champion.
He did well.
He did well.
He did well. He had to put on a performance. He did it. But
Moses the Tumor. Listen, sorry. This kid, 18 years old, 6'4", 6'5". He weighs 235, but he looks like he's 220 because he hasn't grown into a man size yet. Yeah, my man is showing hand speed. He's showing power. He's showing some good ring IQ.
No.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I agree.
And he's on the road for going heavyweight title quick.
I like the way his persona as well.
Yeah.
Like his persona was he looks like he's got bad intention. He looks like he don't business, and I liked him.
And he got hit last night. I got him hit in his fight before, and he looks like, all right, it's fine. This is boxing. It didn't bother him one bit. Love it. I am.
Yeah, compared to.
I'm very excited about where he's going.
I think so. Compared to, we were here a few years ago with Dubois, and people were telling us he was the next thing. This guy seems a bit more sharper and looks does look like the real deal. And he looks like he's focused. He's focused.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was the other, is it Magvaded?
Makhmudov.
Makhmudov, that's it. So
Yeah.
Makhmudov, he was interested as well.
Yeah.
I like the way he has got this twitch. He kept
Yeah. Makhmudov, I haven't seen much of him. I saw one of his fights prior, but I haven't seen much of him. But again, I'm not saying he's a top 10, but he's a guy that I think is a good opponent who's waiting to be knocked out.
Yeah, he looks like...
He's a bit open.
Yeah, he's open.
He's a bit open, but he'll make a fight of it.
Yeah, he looks like a character out of Street Fighter.
but again, good performance for him as well, know what I mean? That's what I did like about it. Last night's card reminded me of the old Don King heavyweight cards.
Yeah.
Where you had a bunch of heavyweights and you had good, short, entertaining fights and you felt satisfied.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean?
Everyone knew they were on a big platform.
Yeah, they were delivering the knockouts.
And they were delivering. So it kind of made up on the main event to some extent. But
I did say before the fight, I said I'm more interested in the undercard.
I was as well.
Than the main event.
Yeah. But ultimately the main event delivered because it created the talking point.
Yeah. Adelaide Wardley. What do you think of that?
Oh, we said Wardley had to do something, and he did.
Yeah,
he did. We said he had to do something.
I think he bossed the fight.
He did. He did well. He did well. He controlled all his emotions.
Yeah.
They talked about the cuts, the cut on his chin, the cut on his head. The guy poked him before the fight. I thought Adelaide started well.
Adelaide was trying to poke him in the fight. See the elbow, he kept throwing the elbow and trying to get he was trying to get that fire out.
First 3 rounds, he was in the fight, but Wardley just took over and schooled him, to be honest. Schooled him and disciplined him. And to respond, as a response to everything that went on before the fight, he to be fair, he did well.
He showed he was a class above Adeleye.
He did well.
What do you think of the stoppage?
I think, I messaged you and I said Adelaide was in trouble even before the stoppage. So I think it was inevitable. I think you could have let him fall on his sword. I thought it may be slightly premature, but I think it was going to happen.
I think it was slightly premature, but if you didn't stop it there, you would have stopped it 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was good. All that with blood in his mouth, he was gone.
When Adeleye went down, he had a smile on his face, and that smile knew he was badly hurt.
He was in trouble.
Yeah, he knew he was in trouble.
He was in trouble before he went down. He was taking some punishment, and you could see
the eyes are swelling.
Yeah, he was in trouble. He had blood out of his mouth, sticking his tongue out. He was in trouble before he went down. It's a good fight, though.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I gave Adeleye stick before the fight, but we saw when Adeleye lost to that guy and they gave him the decision. I thought Adeleye wasn't ready. He's still not ready, but he showed much more in this fight than we've seen before, and I'm interested to see where he goes moving forward from now. Know what I mean? It was a loss, but not something to say you learn from your losses and you could get better from it. I think this is one of those occasions.
I think so. It depends on how he takes it. I think, and I don't know the guy, and I don't want to disrespect anyone who gets in the ring, but I think he probably thought he was better than he was.
Yeah.
I thought he went into the fight, he had this cocksure confidence. And he kind of displayed that in the first few rounds, tried to clip him with power shots. Thinking I'm going to get this guy out of here. Maybe not showing him the respect he should have respect, but he backs himself, as he said. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think he now has to go back to the drawing board a bit. And there's tools there, like you said, I agree with you, there's tools there that he can work with. Whether it'll be top notch, I don't know. But he'll have to go back to the drawing board, work on what he has to work on. And humble himself a bit, possibly. And technically he's got some really good attributes that he could maybe sharpen and come back.
I know people want to say it's too early, and obviously Frank wants to protect Adeleye and bring up to a star. But if Moses Atuma wants to go for a heavyweight title,
no.
yeah, Moses wants to go there. That's not a bad path to go down. Start taking out the top echelon of the British guys before you go into that European level.
I think Fraser Clark was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, Fraser Clark was there. Yeah.
I'm not sure he beats. I'm not sure. Fraser's last few performances haven't been that good. I'm not sure
Yeah,
he beats him.
I'm very underwhelmed with Fraser Clark, unfortunately.
Not sure he beats him, but
Yeah.
that'll be a good dust up if that happens. Be a good dust up, another good domestic dust up. So, no, that was good.
Right. So before we move on to the one or two bits of news we have for this week, Turki Al Sheikh, who put this whole Battle of the Baddest together, the opening of Riyadh season, it was an amazing event as an event. All the boxing celebrities, all the sports celebrities, all the music celebrities, the performances, the fights, the pace of the card. Whereas once one of the fight was over, it wasn't long before the other fights were coming in. They put on a very, very, very strong performance, and most probably the best boxing event as a whole I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Does this make Saudi Arabia the new Vegas?
I don't know. There's elements that probably says no. These are people could say they're not necessarily what we should be interested in, but I'm sure people will be interested in the gambling and the drinking, and it's not necessarily going to happen there.
Yeah.
But I think for some big events, it's definitely they're on the map, and they've got the massive advantage of they can throw money at something and not really need it to pay.
Yeah, and
that's a massive. I mean, in whatever business you're in, if you can do that, you're going to win.
I don't know for sure because obviously we're not in that circle.
Yeah.
But they were paying stars to come out to do this event.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
that's
right. So, but I mean, like anyone who's anyone in boxing seemed to be there. Yeah.
Even shouts out to Spencer.
Yeah, especially yeah. Like everyone was there. Like, I mean, it's funny. Someone's being interviewed, and in the background, it's like, oh look, someone's in the background. Every time you see the crowd, everyone, football stars, they made this really a truly global event, and I think a round of applause have to go off to those guys because they pulled off some things that, as an event, it's going to be talked about and tried to be replicated in the future.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, you've got to have deep pockets, and they've got deep pockets. So, agreed. The biggest fights. It's probably the venue. There's going to be some. It maybe relegates some of our beloved other venues for more domestic contests.
Yeah.
So I don't think, for example, Americans would want to see a Crawford Spence, for example, in Riyadh. I think that's a fight that you have in America, and I think something like an AJ Fury. Yeah. You'd like to see that happen in the UK. Yeah. But for Undisputed and some of the big events, and I know they've got WWE there. Yeah. And
even Vince McMahon was there.
Yeah, with his smoking stick.
But this is what I'm trying. Like, everyone in terms of.
But they've got an event in 2 or 3 days, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a WWE event there, so I think that's why. But I'm not saying that's why they were there, but I think that's also part of this Riyadh season. So there's quite a few things going on. You're absolutely right. It's proper. Put the cat amongst the pigeons in terms of production and event organisation. It was superb. I mean, apart from the TNT field going down.
Speaking about that as well. That peed me off.
Going down. Apart from that.
Good. I'm not in bad though. It's good that they started early. That they had to try to resolve it before the actual fight started. All right then. Let's move on to 2 quick bits of news before we wrap up the show. First thing is Talksport, Simon Jordon and Tyson Fury, where Tyson Fury has banned Talksport from going to the Fury fights. I'm not a fan of Simon Jordon.
It wasn't just Simon Jordon, or was it? It was...
No, Simon Jordon chats absolute crap.
And Catterall, I think it's Simon Catterall was the other one. Adam Catterall. Simon
Jordon thinks whatever he says is a fact or he's right in everything he says. He's got a thing against anyone that says anything he disagrees with. And even after that, he was calling Fury a baby and this and that and whatever. Even after you've been banned or whatever, I said, well, we're the media, we can't talk and so on and so on and so. But you like to talk to YouTubers, you like to talk to this guy, but you won't talk to us. It's like, are you a baby? Simon Jordan just shut his mouth. I'm so fed up of Simon Jordan. I don't even listen to Talksport no more. Ooh. I can't even, seriously. He's just chat shit when it comes to boxing.
Ooh. I think everyone's entitled to an opinion. So I don't mind Simon Jordan. I think he can rub people up the wrong way.
Clearly.
But yeah, absolutely. But I think in boxing, you know, and media, you have to have different opinions and different personalities. And like I mean, we've had conversations before, and there's people in the media that are fanboys, and or women, and you people gravitate to that if it represents their opinion. So I mean, people don't gravitate to Simon Jordan because he represents an opinion that they may hold. Yeah. So I think there's room for everyone, and there's room for us. There's room for everyone, and I don't particularly take, if I disagree with someone, I wouldn't particularly take that opinion as gospel. So I'll say it's an opinion. That's
my point. All right, so we love boxing. We've been around boxing. We've got friends within boxing. We know people within boxing. Yeah, right. We've been around the sport for a long time. Yeah, doesn't mean I can't talk to the average person on the street. I can't have my opinions challenged. Yeah. When we have videos, we challenge each other's opinions, and that's what makes boxing great. Yeah. Simon Jordan doesn't have that.
No, but he's talked about what, you know, he can argue.
He thinks he's the highest standard of everything.
But he's been involved in boxing, so he said potentially, and I don't know, but I've heard him talk about trying to be involved in boxing promotion before. Didn't quite work out. He watches boxing for God knows how long. I don't know because I don't know him.
Yeah.
So he will have an opinion. Yeah. The way he articulates himself, I think on most sports, I don't think there's anything just. I mean, you watch it because you watch boxing, and I think he talks about football as well.
Yeah, I don't watch
the way he articulates himself is that he does talk like he is a authoritarian. That's just the way he talks, and people say he uses big words and tries to bamboozle people with big words and so forth to make himself seem like he's more intelligent than the person he's speaking to.
Every bit of knowledge he has, he claims is a fact. No, it's not a fact. It's your opinion. Like does he understand what a fact is or an opinion is? Like he has no clue. No, I mean like.
Yeah,
I'm done with Simon Jordan.
Yeah, and you're entitled to say that. Just like he's entitled to say. And like I'm just trying to provide a bit of balance, you know, because he doesn't really. I just take him for what he is. I take him for what he is, and some things he says, I agree with. Some things he says, I disagree with. But in terms of the overall ban, I don't personally get it because I heard Tyson Fury do an interview, and in that interview was contradicting himself. Not that he's never done that before.
Yeah.
And he was saying, well, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what the media says. What do I care? And saying similar things to you if people haven't been in the ring or they haven't been through what I've been through. Why do I care what they say? And one breath he's saying that, and the other breath he's saying, well, you said something that's upset me, so I'm banning you.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. You know, you either don't care or you care. One of the two.
Yeah.
So I think he's contradicting himself. And I think all media is good media for you, in considering the business he's in.
Yeah.
So if it's positive or negative, it gets views and it generates income. So I think he shouldn't be banning people. He called out Gareth A. Davis, or his brother did. Adam Catterall, as I said, Simon Jordan, Gareth A. Davis, I think cut someone off from an interview because he was upset about what was said. But you can't be everyone's mate all the time.
No, you can't.
You can't be everyone's mate all the time.
You're allowed to have your opinion. You're allowed to say what you feel. I have no problem with that. Yeah. It's the way Simon Jordan delivers that message. Yeah, he doesn't deliver it in a respectful way, a graceful way, or ways that a media personality on a platform like that should deliver it. He comes across like a sport brat.
I think, but this is, you have characters like that in sport. Stephen, who's the guy? Stephen A.
Smith.
Yeah, you know, he's similar character in the US.
You're not trying to make this negative.
Yeah.
But if someone spoke to you like that on road, or in a bar or in a club or at work, you tell him shut your mouth before I take your head off. That's the point I'm making. Like it's not graceful. It's not presenting in a way, you're presenting it in an antagonizing, disrespectful way where you're trying to get a rise out of someone. Yeah? If you we spoke to this before, if you keep poking the bear's going to bite back.
Yeah. Essentially, as I said, you've got to have characters out there.
Yeah.
You've got to have characters out there. It's what I'm sure he gets quite a few views, etc. out of the way he carries on, and that's
he mentioned in one video, if you want to isolate Talksport that has 1.2 million, so and so and so, those 1.2 million ain't for you, Simon Jordan. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, the guy, his ego is so ridiculous. That is not for you. That is for the platform, the brand, and all the other sports they challenge, they cover. It's not for Simon Jordan. Absolute clown. All right then. Let's move forward with the last bit of news. Everyone's been asking about AJ and this Darkroom. 4 days in a room, no light, no nothing, in a box.
I don't even know why he even puts it out there. Like, what is this? I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to even answer. I don't even know how to even discuss this point. Why are you pointing out? That's what he wants to do. Go and do it. Right? I don't understand why he's doing it, but this guy's showing all the signs, right? Just like John Fury, of having some issues. Yeah. Honestly, all the signs of having issues, because some of the stuff these people are doing don't make any sense.
All right, so I understand the concept of being away from everyone. It's why we go on holiday. When you go on holiday and you fly out, you turn your phone off, no one rings your door, no work, so and so. You're away, so you can have time to clear your head, relax, chill with the family. Yeah. So I understand the element of saying, oh, I need to be away, especially as a celebrity, a multi-millionaire with lots of commitments. I understand that. Doing it for 4 days is huge in a dark room. Doing it publicly.
That's the point. That's the point.
Is the issue for me.
That's the point.
That's what you want to do, to get away from everyone.
Go and do it.
Get away from it for yourself.
Go and do it.
Don't get away from everyone and then make it public. That I'm doing this, blah blah blah. Like, no, it shouldn't do that.
To me, it's somebody crying for help. But we shouldn't take that lightly. We shouldn't take that lightly. But to me, it doesn't make sense. And I know the world's changing, and it could be just that I'm some old granddad and I don't get it all. But it's like you're crying for help. Like, the things people put out there in the public don't make sense.
So for me personally, this is my man cave. This is my garage. I got a TV in here. I got 6 or 7 consoles. I got a bare fridge. I got my weights and my gym equipment here. When I want to chill and hide out, I tell the kids, leave me alone. I'm in the garage. I come in for 3-4 hours. I could chill, clear my head, do my thing.
AJ, why are you putting it out there?
No. I'm saying that.
Why are you putting it out there?
What I'm trying to say is that you could do your thing within your environment and be cool. AJ has millions and millions of pounds in their hands, 4 days in a black room with no one around, and then you're putting it out there like that. It's unneeded.
Because people have to, when you're that sort of level, in terms of fame, and you haven't necessarily been prepared for what you got, I think people will struggle. Yeah, because he does struggle with what people think about him. You know, and we just talked about Tyson Fury, and he says he doesn't care, but then he's banning. You know, people care we're human beings. People do care what people think about them. You know, we talk about the Adeleye, but after the fight, Adeleye said, I know people are going to start talking about me on this, because people care about what people think about them. And I think people are we're watching within boxing, people getting so absorbed about, in the modern world, about likes and what people think about them. So I think it's affecting them mentally. In my personal opinion, it's affecting them, and there needs to be something out there for these professional sports people that helps them. I think, because, like I said, if you need to go into I'm not saying whether it's wrong or right, but it's a strange thing for me to think of somebody doing. But do it, get yourself where you need to be, and then come back out and then be where you need to be. But to tell us all you're doing it, to me, it's like you're crying for help. Or you're saying, well, leave me alone, I need to go and do this because of everything else that's going on. And by the way, at the moment, you ain't really got much going on, so you don't have to be in the limelight. You don't have to be in it. But it's like, you're complaining about it, but then you put yourself back in it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I see AJ at a Formula 1 event. Yeah, if you really want your piece, go and find your piece. But you put yourself out there when you do that. You know, so I can't put myself in other people's shoes, because I don't know what they go through. I don't know how they've been brought up. I don't know mentally where they are. I can only give, like you say, an opinion, and people can say, and it's for anyone to say, and that's why we put it out and say, yeah, Charlie, you're talking crap, whatever. Yeah. But that's how I see it, and I think these guys, they all seem to need a bit of help. Yeah, they all seem to need a bit of help. And, it's hard, this new generation, and this need to be, I think, liked.
Yeah, social media has changed the way people act, react, and how they think.
Yeah.
And
I think it even affects the way they fight.
I'm actually sounds. This is a totally different conversation. This is not a boxing related subject. I'm actually worried for the future, for the kids and the new generation, because people are fake. It sounds really bad. People are fake, and people are not like us no more. Yeah, or our generation no more. Call me an old dog. Don't really give a damn. But like, again, it don't bother me what people say on social media. The world has changed.
No, it has changed. 110%. And there was, like you say, even as we grow up and go on our journeys, you meet people that you have around you that you realise maybe not who you thought they were.
100%.
Yeah, and that happens. But if you open it up to so many more people, millions of people, that happens, like you say, 100,000, a million times fold. Yeah, so you and every time you have and again we're going deep here, but you have whatever the relationship, you have a relationship, and it goes wrong, and you put your trust in someone, it takes a little bit away from you. So imagine you're doing that and you open yourself up to the world, and that's happening. Yeah, you're damaging yourself. It's a lot of so this mental health and all this stuff. It's escalated. This doesn't help.
This is a wider conversation.
Yeah.
But I'll give my tip for the day is know where you come from.
Yeah.
The people you grew with, the people you had with you, the people that's been with you for 20, 25, 30 years, the foundation. The ones that's going to check you when you're right and when you're wrong. Like yourself, Charlie. So when I mess up, Charlie's like, right, you messed up. You shouldn't be doing that, or you this or whatever. Real people around is going to check you and keep you in the straight and narrow, because nowadays, like you said, the world's not where it seems to be. And if you really want to do anything in this world, you need to have a solid foundation behind you.
Yeah.
That's be it your family, your wife, your kids, your best friends, the people that's been around you.
Whoever it may be.
The
foundation. Yeah.
The foundation.
With people that care about you and saying things.
Yeah.
Because they want what's best for you.
Yeah.
And that's it. Not what's best for them.
Yeah. I think we'll end it there. Everyone, thank you for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe, and look after yourselves to catch you in the next one.